Hey guys, it's Cassie. I'm back again today with another junk journal flip through for you. This one is a cahier sized journal, 8.25 inches tall by 5 inches wide, and again, it has a fabric cover with some collaged elements on it. I've used some sari trim and vintage lace here, and then I've got this Spanish coin, so it's a 10 euro cent coin that just has a little hole drilled in it, and it came to me like that, so I mean I didn't drill a hole or anything, but anyway, I've used this French liqueur label and just created like this really pretty envelope flap on the front cover, which I love to do on my journals, as you guys know. So when you open it up, I've got this big sari trim pocket on the side here, and it has sequins, and then inside the little flap I have tucked in this tag that I've just attached this little vintage key to. And then I just have this little piece of sari trim stitched down onto that. And then just this little ticket here. And then inside the little pocket, there is a vintage Easter postcard. So I don't know if I can make out the post date has been all damaged, so I can't tell when it was postmarked, but this came to me in a happy mail recently. Okay, so something different that I did on this journal was that I actually stitched like a piece of ledger directly onto the cover, so that's attached. I loved this little ring binding frayed paper there, so I thought it looked really nice with this cover. So when you open it up, I've got the music book cover, which I love to do. I'm actually running out of music books, so I'm gonna have to find some more. But anyway, so I've stitched on this frame that came from like a vintage photo album, and just tucked in this little girl with her little Easter basket and Easter bunny. So this isn't technically supposed to be an Easter themed journal, but springtime kind of goes hand in hand with Easter, so there are a lot of Easter related ephemera pieces in this journal. Okay, so then the front page, or the first page, is this really pretty paper with the gold details on it, and then I've just made this big belly band out of a Peter Rabbit book page and tucked in this little tag medley. So this one is a fabric tag, and then that one is wallpaper, vintage wallpaper. So they're both backed and blank on the back, so you can use them for journaling. You can take them apart and use them separately, but I just loved how they look together and tucked into this big tuck spot right here on the front page. So then just some vintage ledger there. I've got another picture, vintage picture here, of just a little girl standing on her front porch. And then wrapped over the edge of the page here, I have a fabric envelope. And inside I've just tucked in some vintage tickets and tags and things like that. So those are for you to use in the journal or in other projects. And it's just clipped over the edge like so. Actually, there's a piece of paper that goes with it. And then I've just tucked in this, it's like a play money, but I thought it was so pretty. Anyway, so you can use that for collage also. Okay, so then on the back, I've just attached this. So like I said, it's not really an Easter themed journal. There are other elements in here, but I did use bright spring colors and fun images. So this one is like from my vintage movie star book. just tucks in right there. Then some long fabric ruffles with like a little knot tied on the end. I used this vintage matchbook cover. I thought it was so pretty. It's silver and has butterflies on it. And then on this side, a peacock snap card, and then just this punch card here. So it's really long. You can use this for journaling. This is vintage. I got it in a Happy Mail a long time ago, and finally decided to let it go in this journal. Some more little sheets that you can use for collage or journaling. And then this is just a ruffle that I stitched onto this blue paper and created like this big page-long pocket there. So just some more journaling space, and used half of a Denison label, like one of the big ones, to make that there. And then on this page, I just tucked in this vintage notepad paper. There are a lot of, excuse me, there are a lot of like blank notepad sheets in this journal. Like, I'm realizing that as I'm flipping through. And then another vintage postcard here from 1910. This one is quite tattered, but I love it. It has like this gold background and just the prettiest purple flowers on it. So, and a big ruffle down here, or tab, I guess. This is from a Godey's book from like the 1800s. And then on this page, I've made this giant wallpaper pocket, and then just tucked in some more elements for you to use. So this is from a vintage diary, and then this is just obviously like an index tab card. But I love these big pockets like this, and I just love this label. It's so fun and so springy. And then on this page, I've tucked in this vintage greeting card. It's a birthday card. It says, "Love from Mama and all of us." Mom. So yeah, that's really pretty. And it's got like this natural patina. You can see like all the age spots on it. It's really lovely. There you go. I guess it's from like the envelope that it was tucked into. The glue sometimes does that. And then also a vintage recipe card. So this is from a restaurant that used to be here in my town, called Chez Bazan. And I'm sure I'm butchering that, but it was like a French bakery, and it actually just recently closed. Like, it was a family restaurant and they decided to close after a really long time of being in business, and it was like a really sad day for our town. So it's kind of special that I'm including that because I love that place. Anyway, so then on this side, I've just added like a collage tip-in, fabric tip-in, and I love this little illustration here. And then on this page, I've created this belly band out of this embossed paper, and there's another belly band on top of that made out of this vintage playing card. So you can tuck something small in there. And then this is like a really long love letter. It's 3 pages long, and I found it in my collection after a while. Like, I had several other letters from the same couple, and since I don't have any of those anymore, I decided to include this in this journal. So, but that fit perfectly on this page. Okay, so then this, I have made like a collaged tag here. and the little tab on the side doubles as a tuck spot. And yeah, so I've actually prepared a tutorial for making this exact tag. Like, I recorded my process on doing it, so I'll post that at some point this week probably. So you can make your own. And then just this vintage photo of this lovely lady with her hat. And then on the centerfold, I've included this French postcard. There are a lot of postcards in this journal. So this one is from 1913, and the back is pretty worn. But yeah, it's really a pretty postcard. Actually, the whole thing is pretty tattered, but still pretty nonetheless. Then on this is actually a tuck spot also, or pocket. I just left it blank. Sorry guys. And then on this, I've added in this slide of this woman. I think that's at Disneyland. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that is at Disneyland. But just a simple card, and you can journal on this part. And then on this, I've also clipped on this really pretty image of like a bouquet and a violin. And there's some journaling space here, and this is actually a big corner tuck spot there. So now you can see it's like becoming more eclectic and less Easter themed. And then I've got like this little fabric tab there. Then a little tuck spot made from these pretty flowers with a canary card, which you can, I guess, journal something very small on there. There's the other side of that Goodies magazine page. Then on this page, I have this pocket on the bottom, and inside there are a few things. I have this calling card here, and then another recipe card, which is handwritten, this one, for apricot oatmeal bars. So that's kind of fun. And then this French oversized playing card, which I love. The back is really pretty, I think. So in the past, I've used these, like made mini booklets out of them, or just turn them into like giant journaling cards, like cover the back. But I didn't want to do that to this one because I just love like how both sides look, so I just included it as is. That clips back together. Okay. And then on the back side of this page, I have this giant fabric pocket, and just included another kind of like tag medley, I guess. More journaling space, really. So this is like a journaling card here and more journaling space there. So. And then, of course, you can use the little flower die cut here as like a little tuck spot. And it's all just stapled together. Okay, so more journaling space here. Love these little dress illustrations there. Edith Holden page, more matte page, more journaling space, and a giant ruffle. And then a vintage postcard tuck spot, which I'm parting with some of my rose postcards. I realized I have a pretty large collection of them, so I thought I could part with a few. And then just some, like, this is from a bank, and just a memo, like, missed phone call thing. Receipt page, some more ledger. This is very special to me. So I get my sari trim mostly from Boho Tree, and in one of my packages she included some of her watercolors, so I've chosen to include this one just because the colors fit so well with this journal, like this little teal color. And anyway, I love this card and I love it with this journal, so I've reluctantly parted with it for this journal. So that just tucks right in there. And then there's the back of that, which I've just left empty on the back side. And then in the very back there is this corner tuck spot, my tag there, and then some more vintage tickets tucked into the back of the flap. So this journal will also be available tomorrow on my shop account, which you'll find the link in the description box of the video. I plan to post them at around 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I mean, I'm happy to tag you. If you'd like a tag, please just send me a direct message on Instagram and I'll add you to my tag list. Thanks so much for watching, guys.